Denmark plans to reduce its military aid to Ukraine next year, with reports on December 5 indicating that Copenhagen intends to scale back after several years of providing especially high levels of support. Copenhagen plans to donate about $1.5 billion to Ukraine in 2026, which is almost half of this year's $2.6 billion contribution and signals a noticeable step down in funding levels. The drop comes as Denmark's Ukraine Fund, a special pool created in 2023 to channel support to Kyiv, is now running low according to reports and can no longer sustain the same scale of aid. The government has said that other countries should now contribute more after what it describes as Denmark's outsized role since the war began, arguing that the burden needs to be shared more evenly. Denmark has provided around $10.9 billion in military aid to Ukraine since 2023, according to various estimates, underscoring just how significant its contribution has been relative to the size of its economy. This shift comes as the European Union is scrambling to fund a major reparations loan for Ukraine using frozen Russian assets, with member states still debating how to structure and guarantee the package. It also comes as Kyiv is embroiled in a $100 million corruption scandal involving foreign aid, raising political questions in some capitals about oversight and the transparency of funds sent to Ukraine. Some Danish lawmakers argue that the timing of cutting support for Ukraine is wrong, insisting that reducing aid now sends the wrong signal while the war is still raging. A Radikale Venstre spokesperson told DR News that the level of aid should stay at previous highs, citing the need to back Ukraine robustly at a time when its military situation is deteriorating. The official specifically pointed to Ukraine's worsening battlefield position as the main reason for his stance, saying that pulling back support could weaken Kyiv at a critical moment. However, a spokesperson for the Social Democrats countered that Denmark has already contributed more than many other countries, suggesting that it is reasonable to expect others to do more. There is room for others to take a bigger role now, the Social Democrat spokesperson said, arguing that allies with larger economies should step up their commitments. Meanwhile, Norway plans to increase its aid to Ukraine to about $5.8 billion next year, signaling that some Nordic partners are still expanding rather than reducing their support. Denmark's Nordic neighbor Sweden has also set aside over $2.9 billion for Kyiv, according to reports, adding to the broader regional effort to keep Ukraine armed and financially afloat.